Hello, good morning. I just wanted to hop on here and kind of talk about some knitting stuff. This is gonna be my first ever YouTube page, and I'm gonna kind of feel it out. This is gonna be obviously after the first couple of times, I'm gonna be learning how to kind of properly set up, I guess, a knitting podcast. I'm going to be trying to learn how to actually knit with projects, basic stuff too. And this first video is kind of on how to, getting to know me as me. So I learned how to knit years ago at around, I want to say 2017-ish. I started it then, or 2018, just because, like, my great-grandma, my grandma, and my mom all did, like, yarn stuff. My great-grandma did both knitting and crochet. My grandma knitted. My mom did, this, like, cast stitch where it was on a plastic canvas, and she was able to make pictures, bookmarks, tissue boxes, and other things like that. So I wanted to kind of get into my own yarn craft from seeing that. And then on my dad's side, my great aunt, so my grandfather's sister, actually knitted. The generation after my great aunt, there was only one female who wasn't really interested. My aunt, who wasn't interested, which is my dad's older sister. She wasn't really interested in learning how to knit. So it just never went down to that generation. So then there's me now. So, hi. I don't think I introduced myself. My name is Rebecca. I typically go by Becca or Becks. So whichever you choose to use on the comments, go ahead. Tell me on the comments which one you like better, Becca or Becks. So, yeah. So, I'm working on this blue, yarn. I don't even remember the name of it. I think I have it in my book. Hold on. I actually have a yarn notebook that I started using. It's one of these fun little glitter ones. I know that's the... Oh, right. So it's a Lion brand scarfy type. They come in multiple colors. I got one in like a pink as well. Kind of like the feeling. It's very soft. What is you guys' favorite yarns to work with? I never really focus on it. I like the puffy ones, kind of like this. I have a little extra of. I like the puffy ones a little bit more and the softer ones a little bit more. But I need to work on getting a little bit more creative with newer knits. I'm typically doing hats at this point. I really enjoy making hats. Scarves, for the most part, I can do, but it's annoying when I'm using like straight needles like this. They tend to fall off easier. So it's a longer process for me than usual. What do you guys typically do when knitting on straights? Do you use like a plug or something like that to not let them fall off? I would like to know what you guys typically use. Maybe I could do a video on trying them out. And I would love suggestions on different knitting patterns I could use in the future. A little bit more about me is that because I started knitting in 2017, 2018 roughly. I ended up stopping for a little bit because work became really crazy. I used to work at a special needs adults day program, and we had the first special needs marching band in the world, and we ended up going to this really big event in Indianapolis called DCI. Um, and I had to help teach the color guard, so for that reason, I couldn't really focus on doing knitting. Excuse me, I had a lot more stuff to do. So yeah, um, then by 2019, I actually really started to sit down and knit. And then obviously, with everything happened in 2020, I was able to work on it a little bit more, but I was still working. I was still in person working. And then even now, I've been making a Facebook. I've been posting on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Currently, I'm making stuff for the homeless. Um, if you want to look at my progress, go ahead and take a look at Becca.knits on TikTok. So for right now, I'm actually making a hat. Very simple, just knit 2, purl 2. Then after I get a chunk done, I go right into knitting in the round. Very easy stitch. I would like to challenge myself in doing some a little bit harder stuff in the near future. I just don't even know where to begin. I do scarves. I've started on blankets and hats. Those are my big three at the moment. What are some of you guys' favorites by knitting? Like, do you like making hats, blankets, scarves, shawls, etc.? I want to know because I want to actually find something that I might get interested as well. So I've actually written down some stuff that I wanted to talk about. Um, oh, okay. So, all right. Okay. So, the reasons why I feel like knitting and yarn craft was important to me is because, especially in my past, with, like I told you, my family, um, um, they, um, both my aunt and uncle, not my aunt and uncle, sorry, I didn't have my morning coffee just yet. Um, both sides of my family had family who knit, crochet, did yarn work, etc. Um, so it's like I kind of wanted to bring on that legacy. For my future, it kind of is helping with my self-esteem a little bit because I'm like in my head, like, look what I can actually make. I can physically make this type of stuff. It's really like cool because then my family are like, oh my gosh, what are you making? They talk to me, they sit down with me, and they discuss with me on what I'm making. My aunt looks at it, my mom talks to me on the phone about it, etc. um I kind of want to pass down a legacy in the near future. Like, for example, I want to teach my future children, if I end up having children, how to knit um, and show them the love of yarn craft in the future. So, yeah. I also noticed that a lot of people who are in the knitting and crochet community are very nice. They're very helpful. They want to be involved with a lot of things. For example, I have a yarn store, maybe a town over from me, and there's events happening all the time, and there used to be prior to COVID. They now also do charities for people, and they they have really cheap classes, like $10 lessons, um and stuff like that. So it was really nice. Um Also, I would like to start stuff for charity. I want to donate some of my knitted items to a homeless shelter and to women's shelters, because I made a small blanket not too long ago that can be easily for like a toddler or a like 1 year old. So I would like to donate that there, and I would like to donate um, some knitted items like hats, gloves, if I start making any socks, etc. Um, and I would like to also make stuff for my future family, like making baby clothes, making baby booties, and stuff like that, making baby toys, which are fun. So even donating some of the baby toys to the NICU in the hospitals will be nice as well. I also noticed that with outings, some of them are really fun. There's one in the city. I live in New York, by the way, and the one in the city is so much fun. Reason being is because they do like an arts and crafts night, and many knitters go there and crocheters go there, and then like the host talks about what the arts and craft thing is, and then you can do the arts and craft thing if you want. If you don't want to, you could just chill and knit and just talk with people. Well, another outing is um, just chilling at the knitting shop and um, speaking with like older generations on how they actually learned how to knit. Um, and that's also the same with making connections and making um, more of a community, because you're getting involved, you're speaking with people, you're making connections, you're contacting people, etc. Um, Also helping small businesses. So because of the events in the city, excuse me, because of the events in the city, um, I get to learn about more small shops, and I get to learn about more yarn companies that I didn't even know about, that come from maybe women owned, um, Black Lives Matters information. I've learned so much more for the Black Lives community um, from knitting, thanks to knitting, and um, it's so important for me to, obviously as a white person, to be exposed to that stuff. So thanks to that, I have deconstructed so much, um, and I want to continue learning and deconstructing. So it helps small businesses, it helps people learn about different cultures and stuff like that as well. I also find knitting really calming. I have a lot of anxiety, and I have ADHD, so for that reason, um, what do you call it? It helps me kind of stay grounded, stay in the conversation when I'm with people. I don't end up daydreaming as much as I usually do when I don't have my knitting with me. Sometimes I purposely try to um, leave my knitting in the car or leave my knitting at home, and then I start being restless or daydreaming. So knitting obviously helps me a lot. Excuse me. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and my knitting habits and about me, who I am with the knitting community. I would like to be more involved. I have set up a knitting group that meets up a couple days. But right now I had to stop it because no one was showing up. So for that reason, I wanted to stop it for a little bit, and then we'll probably take it up once I start working again and get on a regular schedule. So I'm actually, funny enough, starting to work at Michael's. So yay, that 30% off is really exciting. So yeah, tell me, you guys, what inspired you to start knitting. Put it down on the comments. I would love that. All right. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope you come back for more. Peace.